Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 17 of the Posh Push, here with Peterborough United in the Sky Bet Championship. Hopefully you guys are good. Today I have for you guys a live commentary against Newcastle United. But first and foremost, we've got to review the game since the previous episode, which of course was a double header as we played against Reading and Wolves. Both away, both tricky ties. We were only able to muster up 1 point from those two games. And since then, as you can see, I have played 6 games, 2 of which have been in the FA Cup, 4 have been in the league. So anyway, the first of the league games was a 1-1 draw with Middlesbrough. Pretty disappointing result all in all. It was a pretty bland game. Our only goal came via Jack Baldwin. And if I remember correctly, it was just a near post header from a corner. We conceded not long after that. And at 1-1 at half time, it was a pretty poor game. By 1-1 at full time, it was probably one of the most boring games I've ever had to watch in FM. I don't think there were any replays in the second half. It was one of those videos which I watched and kind of was glad, or one of those games which I watched and was kind of glad that I hadn't live comp, because it literally would have been the worst game ever. But anyway, on the back of that, we then went into the FA Cup and we got another 1-1 draw, this time against Brighton. That was pretty disappointing. I knew that we had to play another game against Brighton on top of the fact that we were already playing them back-to-back. So we actually ended up playing Brighton 3 times in a row, which was rather bizarre. In the league, which was kind of the game that I felt kind of mattered, we did win 4-2. Good result away from home. Sombalonga opened up the scoring for us with a penalty. This was after we'd conceded very early on. And given our patchy form, I was a little bit apprehensive going into this game. And even more so when we went a goal down. However, the players really kind of turned up the heat, particularly in the second half. And we reaped the rewards from that. But so far in this period that you guys have missed, we've been playing pretty well. We've established a little bit of a gap in the league. 7 points is now the difference between ourselves and Brentford, who I believe it is, who are still in third. We are 4 points behind Newcastle United with better goal difference going into today's game with them. So if we could get a win here, it would kind of give us a chance maybe to leapfrog them. In terms of the transfer window, I have made a few transfer changes, and you may actually notice there Blackman, who is our second choice keeper, just threw the ball straight to them. That's why he's second choice, I guess. But no, during the transfer window, I've been pretty busy. I've made a few very shrewd acquisitions. I kind of feel like I've added 2 players to our team's arsenal who are really going to be prolific in the second half of the season, one of which actually came off the bench to get his first goal of the game within a few minutes of entering the field of play, which is pretty good. But anyway, that was the Brighton game. We then played them in the FA Cup and lost 2-0, which was pretty disappointing, but I don't know. I'm not completely bummed out about the fact we're out in the FA Cup. It gives me an opportunity to focus on the league. And Brighton aren't the worst team in the world either. Anyway, on the back of this, 2 more league games to tell you guys about. We won both of them, which was pretty nice, and it does present us with an opportunity for the first time since October to win 3 games on the bounce if we could beat Newcastle. This game against Bristol City was decided by a very early goal. We actually played very well in this game. It just didn't really get reflected in the scoreline. And then in our game against Huddersfield, we were very lucky. And as you can see here, this is one of the new acquisitions. We have picked up Adam Lafondra from Cardiff on loan till the end of the year. Pretty nice signing. His contract actually runs out at the end of the year at Cardiff as well. So depending on how he performs, I may well look to kind of sign him. He's a good player. Just offers us something slightly different. He's a taller player compared to a Sombalonga. Slightly better finishing as well. He's just a decent second choice striker. Something which I've touched upon in previous episodes was the fact that we're kind of relying on a Sombalonga with 23 goals at the moment this year. Our next highest scorer is Friere, who has 6 goals. And that is kind of an issue in many ways, because it means I don't really have a plan B. So getting in Adam Lafondra on loan for half a year on £5 a week was a very good signing. And as you can see here, he actually came on off the bench. I don't know if I can get the minute that he came on off the bench. I don't know where it would actually be. Would it be under report? I'm not sure. We'll have a look. But I might be able to find it. Oh gosh, the scrolling. When did I sub on? Lafondra was subbed on in the 53rd minute, and he came on for Kakuta, and he scored within 2 minutes on his debut. So there you go, that was pretty decent. We'll look at the actual highlights of this game. This game was pretty boring up until this point, I've got to be honest. We were fortunate. It was a very stale first half, but as I mentioned, Adam Lafondra linking up quite nicely. I think it's Russell with the assist, and Adam Lafondra with the near post header there. We then immediately conceded from kickoff, which isn't the first time it's happened this season. Maybe a slight bit of complacency. It was actually Vaughan, I believe, who gets the goal. He just found himself in a lot of space, got goal side of his man. Hendrick, who was tracking back, couldn't get, I guess, close enough. And we conceded. Fortunately for us, however, just 8 minutes later, we did score from a corner. Zakuani with the goal. So that was that. That was pretty decent all in all. Obviously, to get 3 wins and 1 draw in the league, it's kind of, we're getting there again. We're getting some form in the league. We're now out of the cup competition, so we can now focus our attentions elsewhere. But you can see, looking at the league table here, we are 7 points clear of Brentford right now. We're quite comfortably in the playoffs by 14 points. There are 16 games left, so we're getting to that stage in the season where we're going to have to get out the calculator, work out how many points we need from so many games to secure ourselves promotion. But right now, it's looking very promising. Today's game is going to be a tricky one, probably the hardest game of the season. I'm under no illusions, despite us beating Newcastle 6-0 kind of before that. It's not going to be an easy game. I mean, you can see if I go to Peterborough's past positions here, we played them at one of their lowest points. That's actually when they sacked Brian McDermott, and Ian Holloway has really kind of got Newcastle back to winning ways, and they are a team in form right now. If we look at their fixtures, they've not been slipping up too much. They've had a few draws lately. I say that, they lost to Bolton. But you can see, just looking at their stats, they've gone on a very long spell. They've only lost twice since they lost to us in the league 6-0. And one of those was actually in the cup anyway. So they've lost 1 game since we last played them. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a real challenge, but I'm up for it. In terms of the transfers, just to show you guys, we did make a few. Obviously, Adam Lafondra, I've already touched upon this guy. I was able to up my board expectations, which was rather nice at the start of the month. If I can find it here real quick. But I was able to get a little bit more money to reinvest into the side. So that was quite nice. You know, just having that little bit extra money, I guess, at our disposal. I'm trying to find now. I've probably gone past it. I've got to be honest. I've probably gone past it. But I got the option to change our expectations, which was quite nice. I was able to get a few more million, because obviously at the start of the season, you guys know I set my expectation to be a mid-table finish. I can't find it. But yeah, we were given a nice little healthy financial boost. If I go to my confidence, you can see now I have told the board that I expect us to win promotion. And there's a little bit more pressure there, but we have got a gap established. But anyway, with the little bit of extra money that I got, because as you can see, we have still got a little bit of cash in the bank if need be. I went and signed Lee Chung-yong from Bolton for 800k. Really good acquisition, this guy. 26 years old. The Korean international, currently on international duty. In fact, he isn't. He was injured on international duty. He's only a 2-week injury, but he was set to be on international duty for this game anyway, so we've not actually kind of missed him. But I brought him in. He's going to be playing on the right wing for us. It's an area of the park which, when you look across our front three, we have Freer, who's been absolutely superb out on the left. We have, obviously, Will Hughes, who's improved leaps and bounds this year and is absolutely insane at kind of centre attacking mid. But then on the right wing area, well, there's always been a few question marks. We've not really had a right winger who's kind of performed consistently for us. You look, John Taylor hasn't really had a chance this year. He's been injured a lot, so that kind of average rating's kind of just a bit of a false reading. But you look elsewhere in our team at Johnny Russell, who I signed hoping he'd do a job at right wing and left wing when we needed to. He's been pretty poor all in all. And then Will Keane obviously has just really not stepped up to the mark this year. You can see his stats there. I know he's played off the bench a lot, but even when he started, he's not played superbly. So I'm pretty happy to get Lee Chung-yong in, and I think he's going to be a valuable player to us going forward. And he's a player with Premier League quality. There is no doubt in my mind about that. You can see he'd be a good Premier League player for most teams. So to pick him up for 800k, I think that's a very, very good deal. But anyway, let's get into today's game. We are going to be playing against Newcastle. We've had a little bit of a break since our previous match, so hopefully our players are raring to go. Now, I'm not expecting us to go out there and play how we played against them in the previous game. But it'd be nice if we could go out here and get a win, lower the deficit between ourselves and them to just 1 point, and maybe look to kind of mount a late title challenge. I've just realised I've got my attacking tactic on. I want to be playing the Posh counter. But anyway, in goal, Bob's been injured, so I am playing Blackman. Actually, Bob might have been fit. I didn't really check that. I'm not used to checking my keepers. Well, hopefully that's not going to cost us too badly. We did just have a clear-cut chance, which we didn't take, but maybe we can make something of it. Or maybe we're going to live to regret that first kind of minute chance that was kind of over in a breeze. But we've got a chance here. Hendrick, Kakuta, whip it in. Kicks it straight at Krul. That does count as another clear-cut chance, but I don't understand why he shot from that angle. Right now we are looking very lively, however. Very lively. You look at Newcastle's stats, they're having a little bit more of the ball, but we've had 2 clear-cut chances and we're on the attack again here. Maybe, no we're not. Dispossessed. I want to know, was it a fluke last time we beat Newcastle, or have we just got a tactic that can destroy them? Will Hughes there opens up the scoring for us. Good to see Will Hughes getting on the score sheet. Himself and Assombalonga have kind of, I don't want to say they've tailed off this year, but Assombalonga's certainly not scored as many recently as he was doing at the start of the season. And on top of that, Will Hughes really hasn't been getting too many assists. I believe, actually, Freire, our left winger, is currently top of the assist charts in the league. He's kind of come out from nowhere and surpassed Will Hughes' tally. But anyway, got a set piece to defend here. And they've missed a chance there. Apparently, that was a clear-cut chance. Apparently. We're defending the corners well, however, Newcastle's first shot has just come from a corner. Can we defend? That'll do. That will do. 1-0 up. This has been a very promising start at home, although Newcastle do look like they're starting to build up a little bit of momentum, which is a little bit worrying, because as we mentioned, they've not lost. They've not lost in a long, long time, Newcastle, in the league. I think they lost to Watford, and even that was, you know, not this year in terms of calendar year. Go on, Will Hughes. Make it 2. Oh, he had a chance. We've had 4 clear-cut chances and we've only taken 1. That worries me slightly. That leaves me a little apprehensive here, because you don't want to miss these chances and then live to regret them. But it is looking like at half-time it is going to be 1-0. So it could be worse. Things are going well. I know you're capable of even better. I'm going to encourage the players here, motivate them. But 1-0 at the break is a fantastic scoreline. Even at home, I was not expecting us to get a result here. You know, despite how well we're doing in the league, Newcastle are one of the biggest teams in this league, if not the biggest team in the league. I'm still not sure how they got relegated down to this division, but right now we are weathering everything that they can throw at us very well. 25 minutes from the end. Assombalonga's taken a pretty hefty knock there. I'm going to bring in Adam Lafondra anyway. I'm also going to bring in Mellis for Hendrick, who's not actually... No, I'm not. I'm going to move Kakuta out onto the left. And then I'm going to bring in Wilkeen on the right wing, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a double change in the final third. Hopefully that isn't an Assombalonga injury. I'm not sure why his condition's that low. My guess would be he's taken a knock and he'd literally just recovered from it. But either way, there is no point in risking him at this point in this game. Although we need to defend here. Hooper, great save by the keeper. Was offside, however. He didn't know that. And we have not long left to play here. 5 minutes on the clock. If we could hold on here, this would be superb. Although they're on the attack again here. Doumbia, Zakuani, good tackle. Sitting a little bit deep here. Ben Arthur with the cross. Keeper will collect it. Now can we look to hit them on the break fast? Will Hughes, there's options. Keane, bang that. Oh, it's a good tackle, to be fair. That was a clear-cut chance. Can we make anything of the corner? 4 minutes on the clock. I'm happy for us just to take the short corner. Kill the time, boys. Kill the clock. Or you can just go for a shot from there, Kakuta. That's fine. Do that. I think that's going to be game. That is an insane result. Not the most entertaining game, I'm afraid, guys, at 1-0. But that is a fantastic win because Newcastle do not drop points easily. Brentford also slipped up, so that increases our gap over them by another 2 points. So suddenly we find ourselves in a pretty healthy situation by and large. It'd be nice if we could go on and really mount a title chase But we do find ourselves now 9 points clear of Brentford and goal difference ahead, which is a very, very healthy position to be in. As I mentioned, Freire there, you can see on the assist charts, he has 13 now. Hassan Bolonga has 22 goals. That's a fantastic result. I don't think that can be understated. That is an insane result. Next episode, guys, I am going to be bringing you the Brentford game, which is at the start of March. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. We should hopefully know exactly where we lie in the table. But that result really puts behind us what has been a torrid time in the league. We really struggled for a period here. You can see just not getting any wins in anything, really. But that is 4 wins on the bounce down the league. It's the first time we've got 3 wins on the bounce in all competitions since the start of October. It's been an odd season, but hopefully we can get back to winning ways now. We've got Bolton, Ipswich and West Ham coming up. Not the easiest games ever, but you can see West Ham are really struggling in the league now, and there's a few other teams in this league who you'd expect to be doing well who really aren't. Fulham find themselves rock bottom, which is just crazy. But anyway, I'm going to wrap things up here before I start rambling too much. Guys, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button. Really helps me out. If you've got any comments with regards to FM, leave them down below. And other than that, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.